I want to tell you a secret. Comets! Comets. They're big, they're icy, and a little bit dirty. Comets are really, really old. They've been flying around in our solar system for millions and millions of years. And if a comet ever decides that it's going to start flying close to the sun, watch out, it's going to get cooked. Did you know that there's a comet up in the sky?
Yeah, there's a bunch of comets up there, but we can't see them because they're too far away. And they keep going around and around in the solar system. And then sometimes they crash into a planet. But they don't do that very much.
When you have a comet, it flies around really far away from the sun. That's why it gets so frozen and icy, chilly. When it goes close to the sun, it starts to heat up. Oh, it's hot in here! The outside of the comet gets really, really burnt, and the ice that's inside melts. Oh, it's so hot! This generates a lot of gas, bubbles, and the gas comes out into space, and that's why you see a big, big cloud, and that's the tail of the comet. So we have to figure out a way to make something like that.
Okay, you need some goggles.
Today, we're going to make some comets, but there's a problem. I don't really remember what comets are made out of, do you?
No.
You don't? I remember I read somewhere that comets are actually kind of a lot like dirty snowballs. But the problem is that we've actually gone to comets and we've seen what they look like. And they don't really look a whole lot like dirty snowballs. Comets actually have a couple of different layers in them. And those layers start at the very bottom with ice. Icy. But not just regular ice, a lot of it is frozen carbon dioxide. That's called dry ice. So, what we've got to do is first step in the process, we make frozen, dirty snowballs. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go! Alright, so first step to making a dirty snowball is we have to make the snowball. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this ice. It's cold in my hands. It's cold in my hands. You take that. Alright, so we've got this ice here, and we're going to put the ice inside of this container, like that, so that we can smash it up into a snowball. You ready? Let's get all that ice in there. Good job! Now, I'm going to smash this thing. Alright, now what's in here? Snow! It's all crushed up. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is we've got to make dry ice snow. Now the dry ice snow is made out of dry ice. Dry ice is actually frozen carbon dioxide. What they do is they squish it down really, really tightly and make it really cold. But you can see the carbon dioxide coming off of here. Okay, so next thing we've got to do is we're going to add the dry ice to the regular ice. Are you ready? Ice in here. snow. All right. Now, we're gonna make this into snow, okay? It is. As you crush it up, it mixes with the water ice inside, and it gets all warm. The whole thing is gonna get really, really cold, and we're gonna freeze lots and lots of different layers around this dirty snowball. All right, look what we have in here. What's in there?
We're going to mix.
Yeah, it looks like regular snow, but it's actually really, really dry because it's made out of dry ice. Now, another thing that comets have in them is ammonia. We're going to be using this glass cleaning fluid. This stuff has lots and lots of ammonia in it. Whoa! All right, now at this point, we're gonna wanna make sure that we have something that we can hang the comet from. So I'm gonna put this wire inside of this ice to make it something that can hang. So we're gonna put this all inside here, like that. And I'm gonna crunch it up really, really good with this knife. Last part, we have to squish it together. We do this part very, very carefully because dry ice can actually freeze right on your fingers. So we want to make sure that if you're touching the dry ice, that you're making sure that you use a gloved hand. Now, we're going to wait for this thing to freeze. The whole thing is going to get very, very, very cold, and then we're going to make it dirty. All right, let's see what was inside this whole time as it froze together in a big clump. Whoa, look at that. It's dry ice, and it's mixed with water ice and a whole bunch of ammonia from the cleaning fluid. That's why it's all blue. Parts of it are still falling off, just like a real comet. It's all clumped together. Now, we've got to make it dirty. To make it dirty, we've got to get some sand and get the sand all wet. Then, we're going to put the wet sand on top of our comet chunk. This core of the comet is made out of ice, and we've got to get the wet sand to stick to the outside. So first, we're going to pour this water right in here make it really, really wet. And then we're going to paste the wet sand on the outside of the comet. Wait for it to freeze. All right, the wet sand is now freezing on the outside, and you can see that it's not squishy anymore because it's all frozen. That is the second layer of the comet. Comets also have something in them other than just water ice, dry ice, ammonia, and dust and rocks. They also have organic molecules. They have things we're going to use sugar to represent. So we've got to cover this whole thing in marshmallow fluff. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. And if a comet ever decides that it's going to start flying close to the sun, watch out, it's going to get cooked. Fire! Fire! That's hot. Now it's zipping through space. And the whole outside of it is getting crispy. Whoa! Just like a comet, as it flies close to the sun, the outside of it gets all burnt and crispy. All right, Calvin, are you ready?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna see all the layers that are inside this. Let's cut it open and see. All the different layers have the burnt part on the outside, and all the rocks and the ice is still there on the inside. Look at that. It's all still there even after we burnt it for so long. It's just like a real comet. A comet is a big, giant, dirty snowball. It's a big clump of ice, dirt, carbon dioxide, or dry ice, hydrocarbons, and rocks. When we mix all these things together, it generates a comet. Comet then flies close to the sun, and it starts to melt and burn on the outside, but it stays frozen on the inside. It creates a big, giant plume of gas and dust, mostly carbon dioxide, water vapor, and dirty, dirty dust that flies out from it. Hey, chew on the snacks too early for dinner. I put on a glove so my fingers don't touch a cold snow pack hanging from a wire, frozen eyes with the sand and such. Marshmallow cream, burning sunbeams, barbecue to black, outgassed, comet cracks. GTS, stellar parallax.